What is going on? Moist boys. Can you hear me? Before I go crazy, can you hear me? I think you can hear me. I tested it beforehand. Hype time. What up, Atsu? Moist boys in the stance. Yes. Okay. Hell yes. Okay. Thank you. There are so many subs that happened. Fuck. Okay. Jay Schaefer? Is that the Schaefer? The man, the myth, the legend? Atsu, thank you for the sub. Muted? Don't say I'm muted. Come on now. Don't troll me like that. Oh, Rufus is doing it right now. Okay. I missed some subs. And we can't have that. We can't have that in the stream. I thought I would have gotten away with it, but alas. Hold on. Let me just thank these beautiful people that are giving me their Twitch bucks. Oh my gosh, dude. This is endless. Friggin' two-factor authentication, man. This is great. You know what? This is a Miniac stream right here, you know? I'm not on camera for the beginning majority of it. 2999. Remember this computer. God damn it. Okay. Oh, okay, let me get these shout outs underway. I should have a better way of doing this. All right, here we go. The Almighty Spaz says, paid stream! Indeed. Lord Area Can says, moist! Hell yeah. OSW Zen Kiki also with the sub saying, welcome back. Excited to paint while I watch today. Feeling motivated after winning my local armies on parade. Congratulations. Reaper Miniatures with a raid of 43. Thank you. Iron Tyrans, Amos Dean, Atso, Jay Schaefer, Phoenix Chitin, all subbing. And then we got Markotech there at the end saying, yee! All right, we caught up. And now I won't fall behind. Okay. What up, y'all? I'm back. All right, for the YouTube viewers out there who catch the VOD, all 35 of you, I was gone for a little bit because my streaming computer, it didn't die. King Crimson, thank you for the sub, appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the subs, guys. My main editing computer, its power supply blew up. I was editing on it on a Saturday. I had to finish something before going on vacation. And while I was editing, I heard a super loud pop, which was very disconcerting. I've never, actually heard a capacitor pop in the wild. I've heard them pop in like electronics labs. I used to do that in college a lot. So we would make a bad circuit and blow some shit up. But yeah, it happened to my Seasonic power supply. Deviant by Design LLC. Got the whole name there. Thank you for gifting a sub. It blew up, and so I needed to finish my video. I was freaking out, and so I pulled the power supply out of my streaming computer so I could finish that edit. And then I did an RMA for my Seasonic one, got it back in, swapped the power supplies back around today, and we're back, baby. So sorry about the computer being down for a little bit. I had to do that. Flapjack Nickelsack with the Submarino. I am back indeed. Grippa Mini also with the sub. Thank you so much. When is VINCEYCon? VINCEYCon is not this weekend, but the one after that. I watched a ball of fire travel down the cord from the wall in if I search this search. Are you serious? Like a ball of fire? Dude, I wish there was video of that. That'd be crazy. Boxy type trolling. Dude, Boxy. Wow, I haven't thought about Boxy in a long time. Other than the DOTA player. Okay, let's chat. Okay, so VINCEYCon is coming up, as HUD just mentioned, not this weekend, but the coming weekend. And basically, VINCEYCon is a bunch of uninterrupted painting time for myself. And the other guys that go often use that as a great opportunity to paint models for Golden Demon. Medium swing. My laptop charger started throwing sparks yesterday. Yeah, that's a good idea to get a new one. Anyways, I am not going to be preparing for Golden Demon because I love to lie to you guys in Trapped Under Plastic when I say that I am going to participate. I just like I get like a month away from the high of Adepticon, and it's just like, wait, I don't like it, competitive painting. I forgot. And then so what I'm going to be doing is working on my Dark Eldar army, getting those guys done. Last time I went, actually, it's kind of funny. I was working on my Soulblight army, getting a lot of that done. So this is a great opportunity for me to paint up a lot of Dark Eldar so I can catch up with Jay and have a finished army by the end of the year. And one of those things I'm going to work on is the other 5 incubi. And so I'm going to get it to a place where all I need to do is brush painting, which I believe is like right after the oil wash. So I need to do a little bit of airbrushing right now, a little bit of oil washing, varnishing, and then I will put it in my stash to bring to VINCEYCon. And we'll be working on that until we go to VINCEYCon, so probably the next 2 streams. Okay, nice. We miss you at Vince's LGS. I've only been to one of the local game stores in Vince's house or in his hood, but only that one time. Were you there when we went there as a group? Phoenix Chitin, thank you for the sub, by the way. Mike Genie Janae with the Subarino. Thank you, sir. Boxia is from the Elden days of the internet. It is, yes. It is. Got my second Golden Demon entry about half done. Congratulations. That's very exciting. Okay, so we're going to do that. That's cool. We got a little bit of mail time. Kind of a cool product that I'm going to do a sponsorship for. It's from the same company that actually makes the Dirty Down. I think it's from the same company. It's called Snot Goblin Gaming. Maybe Snot Goblin is just the retailer for Dirty Down. But Snot Goblin Gaming, a company that's actually sponsored a video for me in the past, has this set of terrain that's quite interesting. And I want to show you guys how it's supposed to work. So they advertise this as the Lego of the hobby. And I think it really lives up to that in a big way. And I don't say that lightly. So let me just get a top down going here. I'm gonna pull some bags out and we'll take a look at what this thing is. This is gonna be, again, a future sponsor on the Miniac channel. And I always like to kind of like, I like doing mail time anyways. It's just fun to do mail time. Okay, so the one downside of this product, I will say, and I have given this feedback to the sponsor. I give feedback to all my sponsors about things that I want them to change. But none of these bags are labeled. Like Lego labels the bag and it shows you in the instructions where you want to use that bag, and that's super nice. But yeah, that's not happening here, and I would love for it to happen here. So what's the current tally on this collab with you and Jay? I have no idea. I mean, I haven't painted anything since the Razor Wing video. Well, I mean, I've painted some mandrakes, but I haven't finished it. I had a vision, chat. I don't know if this ever happens to you while you're trying to sleep, but I had a vision of a much, much cooler way to paint my mandrakes. I was gonna give them I was basically painting them like my incubi, like very largely khaki and some black accents. But that was super lame. I have such a better idea. Are you slapping Drazar in the squad as 6 sword boys for the +1 wound? That sounds like a win. See, here's the thing, Jay. You got 21 fucking Dark Lances in your list. I think I'm just gonna walk up and get wiped. I need you to help me. Help me beat you, okay? But I want a list that's cool, you know? I don't want an OP list. I want a list that's wow, he won with that list, he's cool, you know? Help me make a list like that, okay? And it has to involve a Razor Wing. It has to involve 12 Reaver Jet Bikes, 10 Mandrakes. And that's the only requirements, okay? Go. It is spelled Boxy, XXY, you're right. Goblin's Hut? That sounds right. Dirty Down is the company. Okay, thank you. ADHD bro all the time, dude. Jay has painted 3 armies since the Mandrakes. Probably true. Probably true. Jay's the man. He's cool. Okay, we know it. All right, sorry for all the crinkly plastic. All right, let's get a little bit of demo. Okay, so these are puzzle-like terrain pieces. So on the bottom side, you'll see these interconnective things, and you can snap them together. And the fitment, or how well they fit together, is really good. It's really good. I think they had like more of a resin one in the past, and that was much less impressive. But now I have these little pegs here, and these just go right there. And of course, there are a variety of walls that you can use. You can use ones with windows, without windows. And then of course, here are some pillars. Keep it all locked in, slides in super nicely. And you could glue this together, like if you wanted to. You don't need to keep it disassembled in parts if you don't want to. You can. That is an option. Here's an elbow piece, so I can kind of slap that in there. There are obviously other angle bits that I can use. There's kind of more ruined corners, so you can get like a shorter building. But essentially, this kit is like, you know, building your typical GWL terrain, you know, like the ruined buildings and whatnot. Super cool product. I think it works really well. I think that's probably the most important thing. The detail is perfectly fine for terrain. And there's a boatload of bits, and you can kind of like build this thing out. But this may not even be the coolest part of this product. I sound like an ad right now, but there's a really cool thing that I haven't shown you yet. This stuff comes digitally painted as well, if you want. So it can come looking like this. Sugar, what? Did I just watch that video for like the first time in a long time? And I showed some friends who hadn't seen it, and it was a fucking hit. What up, Ninjon? But yeah, dude, it comes painted as well. And so this is not like paint. This is like a digital printing. I can't really scrape this off, unless of course I get a knife out and whatnot. So it's very durable paint-wise. And there are some options, obviously, for like matching sets of colors and stuff. Got some graffiti on there as well. And like for people who are like aren't super interested in painting terrain and like play 40K, this is a great option for them, you know? I may end up doing a video for them where I paint some of this terrain, and then that version of the terrain, that scheme I come up with, becomes like one of the tiers in the Kickstarter campaign. So be on the lookout for that. But just really cool, you know, it's really cool. It's a nice, well-made thing. It works well. It's pretty much as advertised. It does feel a lot like the Lego of terrain, you know, in a huge way. That's it. What do you guys think? They remind you of the He-Man play sets. Interesting. I never had those. I wonder how useful in situation this is versus just being able to toss a building down. I think someone tried to open my door. What the fuck, dude? Okay, that's a great point, actually. How useful is it to have modular terrain? Retro Evil Inc., thank you, sir. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Here, if I had to use this terrain, I would just build it however I wanted, glue it together, and then like, you know, put like moss on it and shit like that. Like I wouldn't bother with the modularity. I find often that modularity is like a nice to have, but not like a requirement. But it's still cool to be able to build what you want, you know? Like this is a terrain kit where it's like, there isn't necessarily like, there are like ways you can put them together, but you can also put them together however you want, which is really cool. Like there's nothing stopping you from making a fully enclosed building, like with this stuff, as big as you want it to be, with like a, you know, blasted out hole in the middle. You could totally do that. Like, and there's no, I haven't seen anything on the site for making a full building, but there probably is. But like that is cool. And then I would glue it together and it'd be together forever. I probably wouldn't bother with having it be modular. So I definitely see that. Yeah, the UV ink printing directly on the sprues is badass. I think the first time I saw that was with that company, shoot, they never actually ended up doing the full Kickstarter campaign. Secret Weapon, I believe, is the name of the company. They had like they had bases that were printed on, and they looked really cool. But like there was like some kind of like IP infringement, so they had to stop the campaign. Yeah, it was this company, Secret Weapon, because I have some of their pigments. They're no longer a company anymore, unfortunately. I don't think they are, at least. Stay away from meat pies, indeed, bro. Jesus Christ. Terrain you can pack up and travel without worrying about the paint or glued bits coming off is a huge win. Yeah, that makes sense. Dungeons and Lasers, I think, was the first company to show off, obviously, the manufacturer. They're using it, offering the process to others. Yes, other people are definitely taking advantage of it. My biggest problem with the terrain is storage. So this looks amazing. Interesting. Okay, so you would take it apart. You'd probably get the UV stuff, take it apart, maybe put it in like little foam trays that like has like a slot for each part, and like you can like stack it up. Like imagine if you had like a foam tray that like fit this outline, and you could have like a stack of them just in there, and they're all painted, and you know the foam wouldn't take the paint off really at all. Wow, I look like Sonic. Look at my hair, dude. This is what happens when you don't shower for a while. This stuff from Munda, yeah, definitely Munda Morta. I mean, like a lot of that stuff works really well. I think a lot of wargaming. It definitely has a GW vibe with the skulls and whatnot. As a thought, loud fart sounds nice. I like the fact that you can have different terrains for different games rather than having the same reused building. Yeah, that's true. You could mix it up if you wanted to. RG Hanelmik, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. For the unpainted options, how does it look if you leave the connectors unpainted for ease of connection? I.e., will there be lots of naked gray if you leave the gray peg? So let's take a look. Let's take a closer look again. Here, I'll zoom in really closely with this camera, and we will take a look at the gap. All right, so this is the gap. It's like, you know, maybe a millimeter, maybe less than a millimeter. And you can definitely see that gap. Now, let's look at a more realistic angle. So if you're sitting on a table and the train is in front of you, it's probably gonna look something like that. Kind of hides a lot of that peg. Honestly, it's one of those things that if you know it and you look at it, you'll see it. But if you're playing a game and you're playing with an opponent who doesn't know they're there, they probably won't notice it. But definitely visible, you know, you can see some gray in there. You could probably drop some black, you know, drop some black like on this inner edge and right on the edge there. You don't need to do the whole thing, but like right on that edge, so you don't see it. You definitely could do that. It might wipe off with some time, but again, that may not be worth your time. Honestly, I don't think it's very visible. Not doing terrain at VINCEY Con. Let's take a look at some, doing some mail time. I got some cool stuff in the mail I wanted to show y'all. Working on an LGS and being able to flip between games or editions is a nice Benny, but not always great. Nice Benny. I don't know what that means. Modular terrain is great for a game where you have multiple different missions or objective layouts as well. Sure, if you're trying to mimic a terrain layout in like a campaign or in like a mission, that could be helpful. But I often find in situations like that, the company that is making that specific of a objective probably has the terrain already in the box you're buying. You know, not all the times, but sometimes. I joined late. What's the name of the company that makes this terrain? I believe it's Snot Goblin Gaming. Benny is short for benefit. Okay. I love that. All right, that's the mail time. That's the updates about why I've been gone for so long. Other updates, I went to Greece and came back. That was fun, but also not very fun because I got food poisoning. First time ever in my life for that. It was an experience. If you want to know the full experience, check out the most recent podcast episode on Trapped Under Plastic. I go into gory details if you want that. What else? I've been playing DOTA. Holy shit. DOTA is amazing. You don't care about DOTA though. All right. Let's get after it. So we're going to start with some got some water. Oops. We're going to start with some airbrushing. What's your main? Oh, I'm mid. I only play mid. I don't only play mid. I mean, I'm very happy playing offlane support, and support. I basically just don't like carry. My favorite role is definitely mid. I love to play Void Spirit the most. Lena as well. Lena is an amazing Lena is the kind of character I pick when I notice that my carry maybe wants to get active early, and I have like some big beefy supports or an offlaner. If I got a big beefy offlaner that has some stuns between him and the supports, and I have like a carry that's not gonna like go late, I'll go Lena and I'll like fucking dominate, because like Lena's amazing at carrying the game. But otherwise, I pick Void Spirit. I haven't played the game in a long time, but I'm playing my placement matches, and I'm 6-1 right now. Holy shit! I'm 6-1. It's amazing. Undying for the win. Heck yeah, he's a big beefy like support. Yeah, like that'd be a great support to play in front of Lena, 100%. McBlaze, thank you for the sub, appreciate it. When Deadlocked, I would love to try out Deadlock, honestly. If I was Snot Goblin, I would get this into the hands of every competitive 40K bat rep channel and turning. Yeah, absolutely. They would be, those kinds of people would be the people that would really, interesting. You see the white sparkles? They'd be the most interested in this kind of terrain, for sure. Pause war for life. Hell yeah, dude. Just you wait. 3 games of griefers. Yeah, probably. Okay, so one last update. This camera, although it looks very similar to the last camera, is in fact a GH7. It got upgraded. And in upgrading it, I decided to do something a little bit different. I am doing 10-bit video, and a bunch of other fancy things. And I think what ultimately that is resolving in is that this red and orange colors and yellow colors that often are very bad are much better. I don't know if these look better than normal to you guys, but the problem is I remember we had these little speckly things on the screen, and I don't know if they're coming across yet, but I think that happens when you try to do HDR or HDR to whatever. It happens when you try to get nice color with this particular camera. I don't know why, but it does. All right. I have a deadlock if you want an invite. Absolutely I do. The speckles are indeed there. If they're too annoying, we absolutely can go back to the way we were doing it. The red just kind of, it's like orange and bad. But I don't really care that much. Okay. All right, so these guys have a white to maroon shading because that's how I thought I was gonna paint them in the past. You probably noticed already because you've seen the stream before. And so the first step in fixing these guys will be to redo the shadow with some khaki. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Also, I'm painting a Lord of the Rings model for a YouTube video, and it's fine cast, unfortunately, but bro, look at that model. I don't want to open it. I want to open it for the video, and I haven't filmed that part yet, but look at that model. It looks fucking awesome. I can't fully see it, but I don't see any like super obnoxious. Oh man, I can see the body of the guy that I want to paint. He's like right there, that guy. It looks great. It looks so good. I can't wait to paint it, honestly. It's gonna be a joy, I think. It's like the best resin cast I've ever seen from GW ever. That I've owned, that I've seen in a video. It looks super nice. Good on you, GW, for fucking figuring it out. Like every other hobby company in the world. Most of my fine cast stuff, Garrett, also looks like garbage, so I feel you there. I agree, Almighty Spaz. It looks amazing. What model is that? This is this guy. There are two named characters for the Easterlings. They're called Rudabi and Brugir. I don't fucking know how to say their names, but these guys. Looks more like Forge World resin. Forge World resin is fine cast. It's the same thing. I'm pretty sure GW never got involved in casting resin. I'm pretty sure all the resin attempts were always from Forge World. Have I seen... I actually just corner jump. I just saw GW's palette for the first time like 5 minutes ago, and it looks fucking insane. Is it supposed to be something? Is it like the outline of like a nurgling or something like that? I have no idea why it looks so insane. But again, I looked at it. I looked at it for like 5 seconds, so really no commentary. Paint them for Golden Demon. Easterlings do look sick. And man, I haven't painted a Lord of the Rings model in a long time. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. Okay. Turn this airbrush on. My little mask out. We're gonna freaking let it rip, dude. Stuff for a rip. I should probably change the filters on this mask. That would be a good idea. One thing I really wish he did for AOS and TOW would use different armor types other than plate. Loader does a good job. Okay, gotcha, yeah. Like a scale mail or like chain mail, stuff like that. I got you, I got you. I understand. Okay. All right, enjoy that, HUD. Okay. Wonderful. Got all that intro out of the way. Got a little filter here. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Oh, also, let's talk about movies. Holy shit. I saw Alien Romulus, and at that point in my Alien watching career, I had only really seen the first one years ago, Aliens also years ago, and that was it. Then I also saw Prometheus at some point years ago. So I'd seen those three, and then I went to go watch Romulus. No spoilers. I really enjoyed Romulus. It felt like a super clean sci-fi horror movie. I really enjoyed it. It felt like a polished version of the first one. And like the number of practical effects, and the set design, it's amazing. I really recommend it, just from like an artistic point. Like there's a big scale model spaceship in it that they filmed. Like they really went hardcore. I've been watching a lot of the behind the scenes. They got together so many of the practical effects teams from the various Alien movies and made like a big super team. They really put in the goddamn work, and I can't recommend it enough. Like, whether or not you like the story or the characters, the dialogue, like the practical effects on display are majestic. I don't know if anyone can really disagree with that. Okay. The palette is shaped like a servo. Okay, that's what you were saying. It's a servo skull. Okay, I mean that's kind of cool, right? They got branding. You know, they're doing branding. I love this khaki color. It's like the perfect starting point for my incubi. Indeed, no spoilerinos for Romulus. But why I brought it up? Romulus was good. Shame there's no Romulans. I love that. Yeah, where are the fucking Romulans, bro? I didn't get an airbrush thinner. I got all my other stuff, but not a thinner. Seen all the Alien movies, Romulus kicks ass. I know as super excited for Megapolis, but the reviews are saying it's really boring. It sucks. J. Lee Lucas, you and I are on a similar vibe. So after seeing Romulus, I was like, you know what? I need to watch all the Alien movies. A long time ago, I'd bought the Alien Quadrilogy, which is like the first 4 movies on Blu-ray in one box set. And so I watched the third one. I watched the 2003 cut of the third one. I watched Alien Resurrection, which is the 4th one. I didn't watch the 2003 cut of that one because I've heard that it doesn't really make much of a difference. And then I watched Covenant. And then I watched like a bunch of shorts. There's a bunch of Alien shorts. The copy of Prometheus I had a lot of them on the Blu-ray. One example that I think if you're an Alien fan, you should definitely go watch is Wayland giving a TED Talk, a fake TED Talk in the future, which is then 2023. And he's talking about like how he sees the future of humanity. Really cool a fun idea to use the TED Talk brand for that, because like absolutely he would be in a TED Talk, right? That was really cool. There's a couple of really cool Covenant ones as well. But yeah, so I've seen them all. I've seen all the Alien movies at this point, and before I see at all what Chad is saying, they all have something very cool to offer. They all capture the essence, I think, of an Alien movie. They're all kind of same a little bit. I can't deny that, but they do capture that vibe and that feel really well. And I appreciate that, because a lot of big franchises don't know how to do that very well. I'm looking at you, Star Wars. Some of them are not as good as the other ones. I wasn't a huge fan of Resurrection, but even Resurrection has some cool stuff in it that I really appreciate. But yeah, I was really happy with the majority of the Alien franchise. I thought they had some cool stuff. Okay, the ramens will be featured in Alien Remus. Took the kids to see a wild robot. Was nice. I'm glad people are finally coming around on Prometheus and Covenant. They're good as post-humanism movies. I worked at a dive theater when Covenant came out, so I've seen that one so many times. That one was floating around the internet as a promo. Good. Okay, so I'm glad if you've seen it. You should see it. It's a good one. There's a few good ones though. Play Alien Isolation next. I would like to. But it's got me so hyped for Alien. I want to paint. I think Skullforge just made a bunch of STLs that look like the people that are in Alien Romulus, and I would love to go and paint those models. If you haven't seen the movie yet, there's a bit of a spoiler in those STLs, so don't go looking for them just yet. If you haven't seen the movie though, by all means, go check it out. Pain Liquor, thank you for the sub. Alien 3 is the most fun Alien movie? I might agree. 33 months, that's almost like 3 years. I guess I'll keep going. Thank you, Paint Liquor, I appreciate it. The Alien Animals, I'm not sure I know those. I finally made the connection between Tyranids and Alien. Oh, wow, yeah. 40K is very popular, but also it's very derivative. It's very, they take a lot of inspiration from modern sci-fi. And I mean a lot, like a lot. And that's it's largely okay. It's largely okay until you start to try to, make copyrights of your things when it already was a copied thing in the first place. I have to play Alien franchise. I was looking at some Alien games. I am kind of hyped to play some Alien. I love both Blade Runner and Alien, but please don't crossover. Yeah, you don't need to crossover that. Scott gonna finally play Nids. Are you telling me you didn't like the Alien being sucked? I mean, I did like that. But that's probably one of the cooler parts. That and that Alien in general. Genes to just xenomorphs, 100%. Absolutely. 100%. I played any Alien video games. I hate this connector. I don't know why. I just don't buy a new one. Okay. Oh, just put the thing on. God damn it. Duncan did a video painting a xenomorph. Painting a Nid as a xenomorph? I like that. So I'm not gonna like do a shading necessarily. You know what? I'm just gonna base coat the whole ass model.
I'm not going to be too pedantic about base coating the whole model, but I will. Just go for an all-over coat. You know, I say that I'm a fantasy guy, but I'd be lying to you if I said that, you know, sci-fi hasn't been hitting harder than fantasy right now. I was into Star Wars, and then I got into Dune, and I'm into Alien, and the modern sci-fi movies are just fucking crushing it right now. We need a good fantasy movie, you know? What's a good fantasy movie that came out in the last 2 years? Help me remember. I can't remember. God, I hate how much this thing hisses. It's because all new fantasy content sucks outside of House of the Dragon. I don't think that fantasy is harder to make than sci-fi. I think they're pretty equally challenging, you know, from a costume and prop and set design perspective. So I just don't understand why we're getting awesome sci-fi shit, but not awesome fantasy shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, D&D was fun. That was a fun movie. You're totally right. Oh, the Green Knight was also good. You're right. Okay, I stand corrected. There have been some good ones. Oh, dude, I am so fucking hyped for the War of the Rohirrim. You have no idea. Oh my god. I found that randomly like 8 months ago, and then I was like, oh, it's coming out in December. And then GW announced a box set. GW announced a box set to come out with an anime feature? What future am I living in right now, bro? Anyways, very excited about War of Rohirrim. Johnny Decoy with the hot take, not a movie, but Rings of Power slaps. Okay. All right. Damsel was good, but the scope wasn't big enough to let me think of it. Okay, I've never heard of Damsel. Midwinter Minis! What up, guy, my bro? Hello. I would posit that most of the fantasy tropes have been done so many times that it makes it harder to make good content than sci-fi, when in sci-fi you can expand on human knowledge. And that's a really interesting take that I don't think I necessarily agree with immediately. Because I feel like it's difficult to know how many fantasy movies have been done versus sci-fi movies. I feel like fantasy movies can be just as creative as sci-fi ones. Like, you don't have to like it's not a historical movie, right? You can do whatever you want with it. So I don't know if it's limiting in the way you're saying, but it's an interesting argument that I'd be interested in having, you know, chatting more about. Damsel is awful? Shit, dude. One where GW is trying to capitalize on every license they have as much as possible. That's true. Fine. Yeah, fair. You like the Clay Monster, Sinbad, and Sailor movies? Oh, yeah. Clash of the Titans. And also just Sinbad, right? Sinbad also had claymation in it. Loader was the gateway drug to turn Scott into a weeb. This whole time I had my money on vampires. God damn it! I mean, hey, Castlevania kind of worked. People say that Castlevania isn't an anime. I mean, technically I don't think it is. But aesthetically, it is very similar. And I enjoyed that. Also, we gotta just pause for a moment just to consider how good of a name Alucard is, and how stupid that it's just Dracula backwards. But that name fucking works. It works really well. Yeah, dude, Nosferatu. I'm hyped for Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. Scott, if I come to you, can we do a collab? But just do a cooking video, no war hams. Are you kidding me? Of course. You want to come to my house and make a food video? Yes. 1000% I will do that. We don't even need to make a video. You can just come over and we'll just hang out. I don't need to make a video. I have not watched Vampire Hunter D. Just trying to make each other cry. Okay, with really nice food. Okay, I'm down for that. I also love Robert Eggers. I wasn't super down for The Lighthouse. I need to watch that again. I have this history of rewatching movies and liking them more a second time, but I was a little bit confused by Lighthouse. Alucard up there with Dr. Acula, dude. The greatest strategy of all. How about Vince painting a cake? Make a Greek meat pie. I haven't watched Rings of Power Season 2 yet. Or we can make gourmet food, but only for your dogs. I mean, they will appreciate that. The Witch sucked? I don't think The Witch sucked, but you're allowed to think that. Season 2 is better than Season 1? Okay, that's good. The Witch is all mumble dialogue, bad audio, and never gives me reason to care about the characters. I love the slow burn her, but you gotta give me a reason to care. I didn't. I haven't seen Season 2 yet, but I wouldn't mind watching it. You know how when you kind of get far away from something, you kind of forget how bad it is? I kind of forgot how bad Season 1 was, and I recently watched a video where it was like criticizing Rings of Power, and they showed a clip from the show where it's like that wizard guy who came from a comet, and he has like a line in, I don't know if it's his only line, but he's like, the witches are like, oh, he isn't Saruman. And he was like, I'm good. And I was like, bruh, like that's such insanely bad writing. Anyways, yeah, I was just reminded of how awful that moment was. But I would still watch Season 2. Can we get an Altered Beast movie? Dude, I don't think I've seen Altered Beast. I've seen the Blu-ray though. Question, if you weren't tied down by family, friends nearby, what state would you choose to move to? This one, whatever state I live in right now, because I don't care. I don't care what state I live in. Moving is such a fucking pain in the ass. I don't want to deal with it. But if I weren't a degenerate, I'll think about probably East Coast, probably like New Jersey. I don't want to live in New York City, but I want to be near it. And a lot of my family's on the East Coast. So I probably would live in like New Jersey, maybe Connecticut, maybe like Syracuse in New York. in New York. Probably somewhere in there. Michigan, dude. Michigan, not bad. Weed is legal there. Is someone currently working on New Jersey? Fuck Jersey. Ohio supremacy. Fun fact, Scott hates pumping his own gas. Literally the only person I ever heard want to move to New Jersey. Oh my god, dude. I just want to be near New York City, but I don't want to live in New York City, okay? Live in Tony Soprano's house, Connecticut. Yeah, a lot of my family, used to live in Connecticut. Now they live elsewhere. Only a few live in Connecticut, but some still do. What's Golden Axe? Is that a video game? Ugh. Let me just say, I've missed being on Twitch, y'all. I know like this stream doesn't get like 1 million views or anything, but like it is fun to chat with y'all. I'll be honest. Dope ass fantasy arcade game. Okay, I'm sold. I am fucking sold. Upstate New York, Westchester. Yeah, okay. I'm down for that. I want to be like an hour away from New York City. That's the primo. Fun question. Thank you for the question, guy. Where would you live in the United Kingdom if you had no obligation to anywhere, guy? You don't know about the attack of the Dark Lord Death Adder? Dude, Death Adder is a snake and also a pretty good mouse from Razer. That is my only connection, affiliation to the word Death Adder. Nottingham! Warhammer World. You know, for some reason, whenever I think of Nottingham, I just am not filled with good vibes. I don't know why. Oh, I also had a Death Adder Razer mouse. That was actually a legit mouse. It was a good mouse. Golden Axe is a sexy Boris Vallejo fantasy hack and slash epic. I am sold. I'm fucking sold. Cardiff's the place to be. Wales? Wales? You want to talk like a Welshman, dude? Why? What happened at Warhammer World? Are you asking honestly, or are you memeing right now? Berlin. They hate people finishing their lunch in the hand. You'll hear hack, doc, boot in your sleep after playing Golden Axe for days. Every Razer product I've ever bought is broken? My Death Adder was good. You're memeing? Okay, alright. Hilarious. Okay, good. Edinburgh. Alright, very cool. We've been talking about Warhammer World here. All right. We got a lot of people from the UK in the chat. Scott was kicked out of a Warhammer World skate tourney because they found out late his coach was Tony Hawk, and while that isn't against the rules, GW got shooketh. Yeah, absolutely. All right. I need to understand some UK culture, okay? What's the kind of person who likes to and lives in Essex? You know, what's that person's like vibe? Wales. You live in Essex? I thought you lived in Jersey. Didn't you live in Jersey? Or you came from Jersey. Watch Toei? Okay. That's so funny that you say that because I'm watching Love Island right now, and on the season of Love Island is this guy named Joey Essex, who apparently came into popularity on that show. And I fucking hate him. I think he is the biggest douchebag in the world. But I didn't know if that was an Essex thing or just a this guy thing. Yeah, because if this guy, if that guy's a douchebag, clearly everybody in Essex is a douchebag, right? That's how it works. Old Jersey, not New Jersey. Guy out there doxing himself. Exactly. Exactly, Mike Genie. Janae, Mike Janae. This is what happens. I spend some time away from the stream, and then I forget how to pronounce people's fucking names. Janae. This is why you're never going to be a foreign ambassador. Yes. That, and I can't read the NDA and follow it. Okay. I caught my son saying horse instead of horse, Dark Days. Bit hard to sneak up into these crotch areas. Friggin' base getting in the way. Oh, shoot. I actually don't want to get a bunch of paint on my cutting mat. I want it to look sexy. Just always imagine Forrest Gump calling for him. Mike Jenner! Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh, the baked potato guys! Yeah, dude. I know what you're talking about. I think you mean stoked. I just need to sculpt a couple of sashes, cast some shields, and my unit of Arabe. That's fucking cool, dude. An Arabe unit? Okay. Now I need. Let me ask about another place. What's the vibe of someone who lives in Manchester? No, I ran out of paint. I think I need a little bit more paint. Ringo Starr. Okay. All right. I fully understand now everyone who lives in Manchester. I'm out of frame. I'm sorry. We'll fix it. You don't come in and watch them paint. I mean, like, I've painted, like, for fucking 15 minutes, and we're, like, probably, like, fucking 3 hours into the stream right now. Wasn't Ringo from Liverpool? I thought they all got started in Liverpool, right? My Beatles knowledge is lacking. I wish I had a little filter that fit into my Iwata HP VH. The cup is a bit too big. Or sorry, small, I meant. It fits into my hard-earned Steenbeck well. Otherwise, not so well. All right, we need to stay in frame for Guy, because Guy is the guest of honor. The gas mask adds plus 10 cool points. Look, if I don't wear it, people shit on me, okay? I'm just trying to get everyone to be happy, okay? Think Oasis. Okay. Okay. Guy, would you be upset with me if I told you that I've never listened to, at least intentionally, listened to Oasis? Yes, Rufus Kit will yell at me. I'm not wearing the mask. Right now, my wife is on the phone with various business insurance people because my business insurance, which I am forced to have to be able to be in this office space, I would never have it if not for that reason, decided to increase the cost from $750 a year to $3,800 a year because there were hurricanes in Florida. They're like, you know, hurricanes are a risk everywhere. Not just in Florida or, you know, along the ocean or Gulf, but in the middle of the fucking country as well. In the middle of this massive North American landmass, dead center, basically, hurricanes are a concern. So we're going to quadruple, no, what is it? 5 times your fucking business insurance. Oh, okay, fuck you. So Amber is now looking for a different one because those people, oh my God, my blood is boiling. Quintuple, thank you. Born to paint little army men, forced to have business insurance. You fucking bet your ass, dude. Yeah, I was born in the darkness. You merely adopted it. I didn't see the light until I was a grown man. And by then, it was blinding. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. We got someone in chat who can do a poll. We need to do a poll, right? Is anyone in chat who can do a poll? Rufus, can you do a poll? Or do you need to be a mod? Make me a mod. I'll make you a mod. You can dance on a pole? Nice. All right. You know, we need mods who are actually here. All right, solid khaki base coat. Time for some mods, dude. We need some mods. All right, here we go. I need some mods because I need people to make me polls whenever I need them. Okay. These
pop into here because I have no idea how to do this otherwise. Is this a command I can do? Yes, it is. You volunteer as tribute. I'm just gonna mod some people that are kind of here all the time and talking. Also, I'll mod Midwinter Minis because the memes. Coronary jumps like this is like an interview right now. All right, coronary jump. Maybe next time. But I did mod Rufus and also Mike Janae because they're here all the time. And I'm sure, yeah, I've seen your name a million times, coronary jump, for sure. You're here all the time as well. Okay, can someone, Retro Evil Inc. Atsu, also here all the time? I'm just gonna go cry in the corner. There's a lot of people who deserve to be mods that are not mods. But, okay, can ban user Miniac. Wait, why isn't there a sword next to your name, Mike? Anyways, can one of the mods, I could have done this poll while I was over there. Can one of the mods make me a poll for, I want to know how many people are down with rewatching movies. Some people are down and some aren't. Anyways, I think Rufus, why don't you do that? I don't think we should have 3 fucking polls coming through for that. Why don't you make a poll for figuring out who is down with rewatching movies and who is not? Because some people aren't. What kind of psycho doesn't rewatch a good movie? My wife, bro. My wife does not rewatch movies. I think maybe, I don't know. Like, some people reread books. I don't think, I'm not at a place in my book reading journey where I would read books, you know? You know? I've watched Transformers the movie about 400 times. I would rather rewatch a movie than watch a new movie sometimes. I mean, yeah. So I'm not gonna say anything, but yeah, I want that poll. Get that poll out here, dude. Dude, some people are so against the idea of watching a movie with you that you've seen. Like, I have some friends who like get really upset with me when I see a movie without them, and they just don't want to watch it with me. It's just like, come on. I know it's good, you know? We're guaranteed. It is great. I love doing that. My sister and her husband are gonna come over some point this month, I think. And they've never seen Dune, the new Denis ones. And so we're gonna watch part 1 together. And I am so excited. I reread books and rewatch movies. Some people rewatch series. I've never rewatched a TV show. There's never been a TV show where I felt like, oh yeah, like this needs to get rewatched. Like, I don't think so. I just want to say I'm trying so hard right now, but I can't find it. I think if you just type /poll, question, space, option, space, option, and hit enter, or actually just type /poll and hit enter, and then it'll come up with a little GUI for you to fill everything else out. Star Wars, The Clone Wars, 4 times through. Hell yeah, dude. Alex, what up, brother? Next movie night, are we watching that weird, sexy vampire movie? Shit, what's it called? Oh man, I can't remember what it's called. It's a Gene Rollins movie. I think it's called like The Suicide Vampire Cult or something like that. It's something weird like that. Well, let's watch something else. Let's watch Holy Mountain. You want to get fucking crazy, Alex? Let's watch Holy Mountain. All right, we need to now take this khaki color and mix some white ink into it. Normally, I don't use white ink anymore, but to mix with normal acrylic paints, I tend to like that.
I don't know if you can mix Tamiya paint with other acrylic paint. You probably can. It's probably fine. But just to be safe, I'm not really experimenting right now. I'll mix some white ink into this khaki to get a highlight. Poll is up. Do you rewatch movies? I love it. Straightforward. I think the question is just, do you do it at all? Find the director's cut of the Sci-Fi Channel version if you read the book. What is it? Depends on the movie. The director's cut of the mini-series. Dude, have you seen... So I don't know if you know this about the mini-series. There's obviously the 3 Dune movies that basically part 1 and part 2 cover. But also there's Children of Dune, the mini-series. So there's 6... I think they're all sci-fi original series. I haven't seen the Children of Dune one, but I have seen the Dune ones, the first ones. I've easily seen some movies like 20 times. Brazil, for instance. Oh man, I'm really curious what movie I've seen the most. I don't think I've seen a movie 20 times. Let's do it. All right. You want to watch Holy Mountain? Let's do it. %. Everyone's saying they rewatch movies. I've watched Avatar like 10 times. Chat, what is the one movie? Chat and also the YouTube comment section. Basically, whenever I say chat, I want you guys to answer as well. But I'll be better about explicitly saying that. What's the movie you've seen the most? Willow, I've seen Willow like at least 5 or 6 times, but not 50 times. That's crazy, dude. Lord of the Rings, I think that might be an answer we'll see a bit. Jurassic Park, Shaun of the Dead, Goonies. Walter Nuts, what up, brother? Iron Man 1, Episode 5 of Star Wars. Right now we're answering the question, what movie have you seen the most? The most times. Dude, The Mummy, whoo, that's a good one. Phantom Menace, Army of Darkness. I just got the Steelbook of Army of Darkness. Episode 3 of Star Wars, dude? Pan's Labyrinth? Zoolander? Dazed and Confused? Anchorman? A Million Ways to Die in the Old West? I haven't even seen the movie once. Hot Shots? Kung Pao, Enter the Fist? If you don't rewatch Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon at least once a year, kill that clone. Okay. I now understand Malev so much more. I think I've seen that movie, I think one time. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Let's get some top-down action. So we've mixed some ink into this, made a slightly lighter version of it. Maybe you need a little bit more ink, you know. I want to do 2 highlights and then a shadow. And then we're straight into the oil. By the way, what time is it? 2:30, 2:24, perfect, okay. Kill Bill. Watch it again as an adult. That joint is gonna hit. You know, Malev, I really only ever get to see you like at a show, but like I think you and I would have an okay time hanging out together. Ah. Star Wars, Gladiator. Okay, Gladiator. Indiana Jones, 1, 2, and 3. I've seen a lot of these movies like a couple of times, like between like 4 and 8 times. But like I haven't seen them like, people are saying like 50, 20. Like I haven't seen any movies that many times. I'm just one ticket away, brother. The invitation is quite literally always open. James Bond, which one though? And while we're on that subject, who's the best James Bond and why is it Sean Connery? Okay? That's all I want to know. What movies did you have on DVD back then? Didn't you watch them regularly? Yes, definitely. But I don't know if it's that many times. Sean Connery. Hell yes, Schaefer. What franchise? Star Wars. Yeah, definitely Star Wars. It's Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. One of the two. Sean Connery. Hell yes. So far, we have 2 votes, and they're all Sean Connery all the time. All right. Do not go there. Austin Powers, yes. Pierce Brosnan, I'll accept that answer. Ultimately, you're wrong, but I will accept that answer. That's what I'm saying. So I've probably watched some cartoon movies like The Sword and the Stone. Sorry, Black Cauldron, or Sword and the Stone. Like you know, a lot of times, but I can't really remember. The DVD movies. I love that question though. Pierce is a name, in fact. Yes. Die Another Day. That's Pierce Brosnan. Casino Royale. That's definitely the most current one, whose name escapes me at the moment. Daniel Craig. That's what it is. Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, Roger Moore is third after Dalton and Brosnan. This, but the reverse order. Sean Connery last? Bruh. Not okay. Dalton actually the best? I will accept Dalton, Brosnan, or Sean Connery, but Sean Connery is my favorite. For some reason in my head, Bond has to have brown or black hair. I don't know why. But he has to. The best Batman was Val Kilmer. I feel like it's Christian Bale for me, but I'm not that opinionated about Batman.
Okay, let's get some highlight action up in this biz. All right, we're focusing on shoulders, heads, chests, knees, thighs, the tops of the wingdingers.
Listen, I love you, Miniac, but no. There are so many Bonds I've never heard of. Tom Hiddleston, okay, as a Bond, maybe. You're just scared of the rubber nipples? What the fuck?
Top secret. We got any Mission Impossible fans in the in the audience? Big Mission Impossible guy. Some Mission Impossibles are legitimately good, though. Also, the stunt work is incredible on Mission Impossible. Mostly because, you know, your boy Tom Cruise is a fucking psychopath, but they're pretty good. Yeah, the motorcycle fight is a bit ridiculous. Jesus. All right, we're building some highlights. We got some shading going on. Okay, that's one done. On to the next. Speaking of spy movies, have I seen Argyle? I haven't seen Argyle. It's the best B movie? Oh, okay. I'm a sucker for B movies. All right, let me check it out. Argyle. You know, I've heard of this movie, and my memory of it is not that it is a B movie. This is a fairly recent movie. It's got some shit scores. You think it actually captures the energy of a shitty movie, you know? You can't trust movie scores nowadays. I guess it depends on where you're looking. I do appreciate how Rotten Tomatoes breaks them up into an audience score and a critic score. Although, admittedly, when I'm trying to suss out if a movie is good or bad, I typically look at Letterboxd, 'cause that's just where I do all my movie reviews and stuff. And that gives me a pretty good idea. You kept wondering if Argyle was meant to be a serious movie or if it was a B movie. I had that same feeling watching that one horror movie with like the villain that has like a monster in the back of its head. What's that movie called? I was like, is this a serious horror movie or am I getting memed on right now? Is that a buff undercoat? Tan beige? It's a base coat of khaki. And now I'm currently highlighting it. My Dark Eldar are like a desert Dark Eldar. And so they have like khaki. Are you heading out?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Have you seen? Amber's coming back. Don't worry. She's just doing some shipping right now. Have you ever seen the finished Incubi that I have? Harry Potter? No, not. Yeah, I thought I wasn't sure if the Philosopher's Stone was a serious movie or not. Oh, you haven't seen them? Okay, yeah. Let me grab 2 of my incubi. It'll give people a better idea of the end goal. They kind of match. They match my Razorwing jet fighter. They match the other Cabalite warriors I painted a couple of months ago, I think. At this point. Yeah, we're shooting for maybe a little bit less nice than this. Inky baby. I gotta put these somewhere elsewhere so I don't spray them with khaki paint now. I've never seen Band of Brothers. Admittedly, I'm not like huge on war movies. I've seen my fair share of war movies, but if I had to pick a genre of film to watch, generally I don't go for war movies. There's a couple of classics I've never seen, like Bridge Over the River Kwai, and I forget the name of it, something Iwo Jima. I haven't seen those movies. Goodbye. Bye. Defo worth watching, yeah. I think the genres that I've seen the least films in. Probably romance, probably like war, and also probably like kung fu. I haven't seen a lot of kung fu movies. I don't listen to enough Wu-Tang. I haven't. Gotta give that booty a nice highlight. Nice dark color booty. Dirty Dozen, haven't seen the Dirty Dozen, haven't seen The Great Escape. Although I'm definitely down to, you know. I used to be afraid of old movies, and then I started watching old movies, and you know, the ones that stick around are truly great films. So definitely good on old movies. Kelly's Heroes, that's another one I haven't seen, but I've definitely heard of. Just wait, when I watch like a bunch of war movies, that's when I'll get into historical wargaming. That's when I'll paint tanks and dudes. Coronary jump, there are pixels on the screen. I think it has to do with HDR and 10-bit video. But you don't care about that shit. I will fix it probably for next time, because I don't think the upgrade in color, like in the red accuracy and orange accuracy, is worth the annoying sprites on screen. I know, yeah. I haven't seen The Great Escape. A lot, yeah. Definitely lacking in the war genre, for sure. I think the most recent war movie I saw was The Zone of Interest. It's a newer film, up for Academy Award. Really good film. Same director as Under the Skin, if you've seen that movie. Einmer. See you, guy. Thanks for hanging out. How do I feel about the National Lampoon movies? I saw one recently that was like a bunch of college boys playing pranks on. That's probably like basically every National Lampoon movie. It was like Nerds Revenge or Nerds Get Revenge. That movie did not necessarily age well. I don't know. I didn't think it was that funny. But there are other ones that I've seen that are funny. But it's been a while since I've seen them.
Have I tried AOS 4th yet? I have not, no.
Over 20 games, goddamn! It's a lot. Am I blasting it with glitter? This? No, I'm not gonna blast it with glitter. Alamo6! Thank you for the sub. Oh, the white dots. I wish I could get the inside of the knee. I've never seen Day of the Jackal. I've never even heard of that. The only film I can think of that has aged worse than Revenge of the Nerd is Birth of a Nation. I'm not sure that's necessarily comparable, but they both did not age well. I haven't seen Fourth Protocol either. I do want to try out AOS 4th edition very badly. I would like to make a part 2 to my AOS review of is the AOS trash. You know, I'd love to do another version of that video. Oh no! I want to make sure I hit all these important spots. That's probably fine enough. Jesus, Scott! You're missing some, mate.
I believe it. You know, there are a bajillion movies out there. And there's just not enough time to watch them all, you know? There's a lot. After the awful screw up, am I back in good standing with GW? No, I am not. I'm not, and I don't necessarily care to be. I'm kind of fine where I'm at, and they're fine where they're at. So I think that's just the way it's gonna be for a while. I'm just cleaning out my little cup here, my little filter. Okay, so now we're gonna do a final white highlight on these dudes. And now because it's pure white, I will just use Tamiya white because why not? I don't know why I'm laughing like a witch right now. Where is Tamiya white? That is the question. On my desk? No. Uh-oh. Where did this paint go? Sometimes I put paint over on my B-roll desk because I'm shooting it for a video. Let's see if it's over here. No. Fuck, what'd I do with my flat white? I have Tamiya gloss white, or just, I guess it's just normal white at that point. I could use ink, that's not a problem. I'm gonna varnish over it, but I kind of wanted to use Tamiya white and thin it out. Oh, there it is. Fargator. I want to thin it out a lot, or like more than I normally do, just to see how it blends well with the rest of the colors. I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, being in good standing with GW doesn't even really get you anything worthwhile, in my opinion. Like, it definitely is cool to get like invited to events. I'm not gonna like pretend like that's not cool. That's definitely cool. But like otherwise, it's just free product, which I don't necessarily need. And also like a lot of obligation, a feeling of obligation of like when they send you stuff, like especially special stuff, you know, they want to like review your content and give you feedback on it. It's like, motherfucker, you aren't paying me anything. You have no say over my, you know, over my creative vision. So it's a weird relationship that GW feels like they get to have over a content creator. So that's another reason why I'm not necessarily running back to try to rekindle the relationship. They don't really offer anything valuable, in my opinion. And I'm still interacting with GW in the exact same way I was from beforehand. So it's not like anything's really changed. Okay, tap down. Having running water in the hobby room is absolutely a godsend, and that was one of the requirements of the office, for sure. The next video needs to be: is AOS 4.0 the greatest miniature war game? Has your subscription gone up or down since GW made this uncool move? My subscription? Oh, the number of subscribers? That number rarely goes down. It hasn't gone down at all. It's gone up, but that's not necessarily an indication of anything. But yeah, unless a YouTuber does something really naughty, that number doesn't really go down very often. The amount of interactivity on your opponent's turn in Age Sigmar makes it feel immediately more engaging. That's really cool. I'm glad they leaned into that aspect of like the command point things you could spend money on a lot. That's cool. I'm definitely looking forward to trying the game out. And also trying out Old World again. I really want to try out Old World again. I have like a decent amount of models. They're like almost done. And like could definitely just like a couple hours of work and the unit would be done. I got a bunch of stuff I could rebase onto squares. And I'd have a pretty decent army for Old World if I just kind of like gave it a little bit of love. And I plan to in a video. All right. We got Tamiya Flat White right here. We got Tamiya X20A, the thinner right here. Let's do a decent chunk of thinner. Really want to go crazy. Give us a mix up. Okay, I want to do just a little bit, I think. Be like, try to go for like 1-to-1. I feel like I've never thinned it that much ever. TJ Strider! Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. This still seems pretty opaque. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. I may need to add some more thinner to this stuff. All right. What's the deal here? I'm gonna put a little bit of this stuff in, and then we'll test it. Oh, let's go to this camera. Just a wee bit. All right, test it on the good old hand. No, I think I'm building up that white pretty slowly and satisfyingly. So we'll just go straight into the highlights then. All right, let me pour some more in here though. Just so we don't run out mid-paint job. I got some serious Old World hype. My dad passed from cancer on the 4th. I'm sorry to hear that, man. My local game group bought me the Tomb King starter box and the Sisters of Battle army box to keep my mind occupied. That's awesome. It's very nice of them. Okay. It's awesome to have friends that can, identify when you're in a crisis, number one, but also just like, just do anything, just do something.
Okay. Let's strengthen some of those highlights. All right. This is very satisfying. Like thinning it out a lot The Tamiya X20A, sorry, the Tamiya flat light is applying very smoothly. I want you to be able to see shading on the model, you know, like from a tabletop view. And in order to do that, I need to not be so aggressive with the highlighting, but also I have some shading to do still afterwards. Do I use any special cleaner for the Tamiya? No, I do not. You didn't know that the airbrushing could be so gradual? You can really go slow with it. And if the paint is like nice and thin, you can like really pulse it like I'm doing right now to really build up a gradual layer of highlight. Let's just to like have some focus here, we'll try to highlight the top of this back wing thing toward the top, like kind of fading it into the previous khaki color. Like that's pretty, like that's immediate, right? Like this is why people think airbrushes are cheating, right? Because that is so easy to do. How steep is the learning curve for using an airbrush? It depends, right? Because it depends on what you're trying to do with it. If you're trying to do base coats and priming, it's incredibly easy tool to learn how to use. If you're trying to do a zenithal undercoat, then it's a little bit more challenging. If you're trying to like get up close and personal, and like do like specific areas of highlighting, oh wow, look at that! The pressure of the airbrush cracked the back wing thing. I have never, in my 20 years of hobbying, 10 years of airbrushing, seen the airbrush break something like that. That's amazing. I've never seen that in my life. How steep is the learning curve? Again, it depends on exactly what you're trying to do with it. This kind of stuff that I'm doing right now, it took me a long time to learn how to do, mostly because I didn't have anyone really sitting down and teaching me how to do it. And so I had to kind of like figure it out for myself. So little zones, you know, a little calf highlight, little butt highlight. You saw it wobbling? Yeah. Okay, that feels pretty good. I kind of want to hit like the sides of the face a little bit, maybe not. Maybe just the front of the face, that's good enough. This feels good enough. I feel like if I go more than this, it's going to get bad. And by bad I mean that you're just not going to be able to tell. There's a layer of highlight on it from a tabletop perspective. The thing about it is like you could just shoot it like this, like straight down on the model, or kind of, you know, at an angle a little bit. But the moment you take this model and you put it on a tabletop and you're looking at it from like a, I don't know, like a 60 degree, 70 degree angle, like all of that shading just vanishes. And so you kind of got to be really conservative with your highlighting efforts with the airbrush so that you can actually see the goddamn shading when you're playing the game. You can even get so close to the model that you are highlighting the inside of the shoulder pad and not the edges. Here, let me zoom in so I can show you what I mean. It's gonna shake for a little bit, I'm sorry about that. But you can see how the highlight is focused on the middle of the shoulder and how it's a little bit darker toward the edge. Once you hit this edge with an edge highlight and you paint those spikes, that'll look so good. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. It took me a really long time to figure out with an airbrush. Does it need to? Absolutely not. If someone can just teach you how to do it, it'll probably go really fast. But there is a little bit of muscle memory in figuring out, and also figuring out how much to thin the paint as well to achieve something like this. But yeah, it's a great tool. Like I really enjoy using it. I'm not super amazing with it, but I feel good. I feel like that had to be broken already and the airbrush just exposed the crack. It's possible. It's very possible.
You're very welcome, TJ Strider.
Oh, nice focus. Good job, Scott. How important is good ventilation when airbrushing? Like, do I open a window or do you need direct airflow, like a kitchen fan? It's one of those things that no one's ever going to be able to really tell you how important that is. I don't know. I would say it's important, you know? It's the kind of thing that if you did forever would have long-term health ramifications. Which, like, is the kind of shit you just don't fuck with, you know? You don't... Come on, autofocus. Quit messing with me, man. There we go. Jesus Christ. Some things that I know I'll have to work on is flow control, thinning, cleaning, trial and error. A lot of it is trial and error for me, at least it was. Phoenix Chitin says, you make me tempted to go unclog all my airbrushes and brush off my Takari. Heck yeah, dude. Exactly. That's the kind of thing. It's like no one really knows for a fact if it's going to give you cancer in 15 years. That depends on like a bazillion different things. But is that something you're really, really willing to risk, you know? Probably not. The other thing that's nice about having really thin paint in the airbrush is that you can apply less layers of paint and get a less bright white. Like the highlight on his ankle isn't as bright as the highlight that I did on his face because I just added more paint. You know, I just did more layers of it. Yeah, you're right. There are gonna be people that will say it's not a big deal, and maybe it isn't. But it's one of those things where you never really know. The visual artifacts like radiation. That's funny. Yeah, sometimes there's a lot of them, and sometimes there isn't. I don't know why it happens sometimes and not others. I think the first person that I saw using an airbrush in like a really precise way that kind of like got me excited to like try out airbrushing for more detail work was Angel Heraldez. Probably a lot of you guys' first exposure to like really nice airbrushing. Nah, my first was that dude from Toy Story. I just like to say it's been an hour and I haven't gotten drunk on power yet. Good job, Rufus. You too, Mike. Once you buy the kit, do you find it's cost effective? Paint thinners, flow improver. Yes. I'm not sure if I fully understand the question, but most acrylic thinners for an airbrush are like good enough. Like I've tried Scale 75, AK Interactive 3rd Gen, Army Painter, Vallejo. I've used all four of those very extensively, like finishing a whole bottle of thinner, approximately this size. And I have not noticed a single difference. One thing I have noticed a difference on, however, is filtering my paint through one of these things. I get so much less dry tip clogging bullshit if I just filter every paint that goes in my airbrush through one of these things. It's a little filter. So it's always hard to say if it's doing a lot, but I feel like it really did. I feel like I've been airbrushing this entire time. I base coated. I did 3 highlights. I haven't cleaned my tip yet. And that never happens. Longtime viewers of the channel will know that I constantly have my toothbrush out trying to clean the dry tip off my brush. But again, I haven't done it a single time. So I think that the filters do a good job. Matt gets in here. You have much to learn. PK Pro rules. Yeah, I'm sure they do, but I doubt that PK Pro is the only vendor of a filter like that. So if you wanted to find it somewhere a little bit more shipping cost effective, you could. But I did get these from PK Pro. They were sent for free. And I do really appreciate the filters, especially. If anyone's curious, I'm using the Iwata HP BH, but that's quite an expensive airbrush. If you want a cheaper and also very cost-effective one, check out the Iwata HP CS, also a very good one. But I know that Harder and Steenbeck also makes some excellent airbrushes. I just don't use them a whole lot. Link, please. Unfortunately, I don't have a great keyboard or a great way to use my computer right now. But Phoenix, if you are you are a sub, so as a sub, you have access to my Discord server that all my patrons are on as well. I'd be happy to link you some stuff there. If you just tag me and remind me that I have to do that, I'll do it. Oh, there goes my hairdryer. Stream is back, Cornflake Justice. Welcome, brother or sister. I'm assuming most people here are men or identify as men. Because we're all geeky nerds. Mainly men. Manly men. Oh, they're doing the birthday sale right now for Badger. Men in tights. Okay. Highlights done.
Tell you that I've seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, but then I'd be lying if I did.
John brought it to watch at Adepticon, and we watched 20 minutes of it, but then he turned it off. So I've seen 20 minutes of it, but I haven't seen it all.
Phoenix has been on Patreon for a bit, just not at once. At work for once and can watch. Oh, awesome. Hey, if you're on Patreon already, hop in that Discord, send me a ping, be like, hey, can you send me the link for X, Y, and Z? And I'd be happy to do that. Used to being the lone sheik. Masher. I've never heard of Masher before. You splurged and got yourself an Iwata Eclipse and you love it. That's awesome. An Iwata Eclipse is an HP CS for what it's worth. That loner, that ownerly tall guy, ownerly? Badger, not Masher. Yeah, Badger does have an amazing warranty program for their airbrushes, which might be like, you know, helpful for people who are like afraid of, you know, doing irreparable damage. Obviously, if you bend the needle, they're not going to give you a new needle, but like other things. Anyways, that ownerly tall guy, thanks for the prime stuff, appreciate it. All right, let me just clean out this airbrush, and then I will get onto the shading. It's that one really tall guy. That one really tall guy. Oh my God, fucking A, Jesus fucking Christ. I struggle. Just in general. Reading Twitch names is hard, okay? Get that delicious face cam. You need the full Miniac in HD, okay? You prefer to ownerly? Yeah. Yep. I did too, actually. You got the Pash VXL. I think I have the Pash. Yeah. Check this fucking thing out. Not the one you just said, but this is the Talon, I believe. Yes, the Talon. This is my first airbrush ever, and it is clogged. Oh no, the depth stop is on. Yeah, okay. Depth stops. Ridiculous. I got a Pash. I got a Badger Patriot. I got a Sotar. I gave away my Chrome. I have a bazillion Harder and Steambeck brushes, just because of people working at Harder and Steambeck sending them to me. You prefer to ownerly. Dude, shut up, airbrush. Jesus fucking Christ. Has anyone like bought a super nice quick release? And I have a question for you. Does it when you like are bending the airbrush around and moving it, does it hiss at all? Or is it pretty good? You want a VINCEY shirt? I should. I need to do a giveaway. I'm gonna do a giveaway soon, just because I have so much stuff I need to get rid of. I don't need it all. Needs to go to people who will actually use it. All right, let me just clean out my airbrush a smidge. Just some white. It's kind of building up at the bottom. I also prefer the side cup. Okay, yeah, I have there's a really nice airbrush that Iwata makes, the Micron. I have a Micron, but with a side loader. A side loader. Okay, all right, that's good to know. Your quick connect does not. It shouldn't hiss. Okay. I put PTFE plumber's tape on mine. I mean, it's on there as well. And it's solid. It was a cheap one too. Okay, well then, I don't know. I have plumber's tape on mine. Obviously not on the quick connect part, because that wouldn't work. But otherwise, yeah, I have. The reason why I am caring to clean out the cup is because, and I'll show you, you might not be able to see it. The hard bits can sometimes turn into flakes that then clog your airbrush, which is, you know, it's the whole thing you're trying to avoid by using the goddamn filters. So I'm just trying to clean out the cup so I don't get that happening and getting, getting dry tip and getting clogging issues and all that stuff. I'm also, like, when I clean it out, I'm not blowing it through the front of the airbrush. I am rinsing it out of the cup with this spray bottle as well. Because that'd be silly if I like loosened all that gunk and then blasted it out of the front of the airbrush. Then I wouldn't be doing myself any favors, really. Hey Scott, sorry to hear about your grease catastrophe. That's funny. I had one on a road trip to Banff a few months ago and had a similar experience to you in a national park. Yeah, that would also be similarly bad. Is there a preference for compressors? Yeah, I would agree with Matt. I have had the lowest of low master compressors for the longest time. I actually have a fancy one from a company called California Air Compressors. It's at home. I haven't airbrushed at all at home, but I've been thinking about bringing it to the office to use here and then taking the crappy one home, since I never airbrush at home really. It's quieter, but I don't think it really changes much about the performance. The QR couplings all come from China and all leak from my experience unless you pay loads and go for dental stuff. Okay. No hissing between, I switch between my Vex and my HS Affinity. And the only time it hisses is when I am switching. Okay, that's good. Mine hisses all the fucking time. And I have PTFE on both connection points. So I don't know why it doesn't work. Maybe I need to reapply it. Maybe I just, let's try that, you know? Let's try that. Let's just see. All right, I'm gonna mute myself because I'm gonna have to degas my compressor because taking this off will just make it all run out anyways. Give me a second. See ya, Francois. I use whatever one came in the compressor. It's not yellow, it's white. So probably the one for plumbing, like water stuff. Water stuff! That is a good point. I could do the soapy water trick, but we're here now. We're gonna do this. It's very possible like this stuff is just like super crusty. I recently reapplied some of this stuff to other parts of my compressor. I think like where it connects at the air compressor, and it made such a massive difference. So it's very possible that I just needed to redo it on these joints, you know? And I've been just complaining my entire life. Yeah. There's so much shit on the ground. I don't know if it's necessary, but I do this sometimes. Paint. I will take a needle and just try to get rid of some of this stuff in here. Oh, so clean. This tape is protecting the threads from all the gunk that gets on there. This is the exciting part about airbrushing. Diagnosing all the problems. All right, we can look into the yellow tape at a future time. Let's just see if this works though. Does your connector have a map screw on it, master air adjuster? If so, the connector doesn't, but the airbrush does. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. This thing, right? That thing? It isn't on my quick connector, no. Oh, you know why? I know why this thing is fucked. Because this hose is fucked, bro. I think well, it might be that. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I think something about this hose got fucked. And then I put a bunch of 2-part epoxy resin in there just to kind of, seal it up as best as I could. But I need to also fuck with this connection. It could be this. It could be this connection right here. I don't know why I did that. Scott says, look, no problem, this stream, and I leave 5 minutes and come back to this. My quick connect hisses a lot, and so we're just seeing if the solution is very easy. If it's easy, then, why not fix this problem that I've had, for years. Fair play. I do like how satisfyingly the tape comes off. Although this seems like I used plumber's grease on this and not the tape. I think they call it pipe dope. All right, let's get some new PTFE on there. See if that solves our problem. I do enjoy deep cleaning my airbrush. Yeah, there's definitely a certain level of satisfaction to that. Try running it without the tape. Maybe you fucked it up. Interesting. You think, I don't know if it'd be better without tape. Scott out here airbrushing with a hose he found on the street in a puddle, wondering why there's an air leak. Yeah. I wonder, is there just a better hose just sitting in here? Just waiting for me to use it? I don't think there is. No, there isn't. I should just get a better one. I think I'm using the one that came with the compressor. All right, the thing my brain always struggles with is I need to wind it in the direction that it's going to turn. So then as it turns, it tightens. So the tape needs to be ending up this way, I believe, which means that I need to start like this, I think. Nope, I'm doing it wrong. I need to start like this and wind it like this. Yeah. Okay, that I believe should be enough. Right, that's enough stream. That's enough PTFE. No ball joint, honest. Yeah, okay, the ball joint is problematic. Yeah, fuck this thing, man. Honestly, fuck this thing. It's annoying. I do need, hold on here. I need this thing. This thing needs to go in here, right? Yeah, I'm ditching this ball joint thing. Some random Chinese company gave it to me a long time ago. And I was like, okay, I kind of get it. All right, we're twisting this way. The tape needs to end up like that. Oh, there it goes. Fuck me. God damn it. Yes, that way. I mean, really, I'm just going to try it. I'm going to fuck it up, and then I'm going to have to do it again. 13 airbrushes, 1 hose. For what it's worth, I don't use tape on any of my joints. Oh, you're like that one random person that breaks all the rules, and it's like, okay, see, I do it this way, which means that it should work that way for everybody. I don't believe you, Matt. Till it's fat. All right. Hold on, we gotta figure this out again. twist like that. So the end of the tape needs to come up like that. So if I do this, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere now, you hear? There's like a Twitch streamer who was like, I only airbrush with a PSI of 5. And it's like, that means it should work that way for everybody, right? And it's like, what? No, absolutely not. It's ridiculous. Did I fuck it up? No, I didn't. Ha. All right, what I'm learning is that my intuition on which way to wind the tape is wrong, and I should just do the opposite of my intuition. All right, let's get that vice grips back out of here. Tape and paste? I'm not doing paste too. Get out of here. Currently drawing up my sketches for my first mini, Rogue Trader style, looking like a cross between a Beaky Marine and a Vietnam heli pilot. Any cool sci-fi pilot designs I should check out for inspo? Yeah, dude. Look at Dune Part 2. Look at the pilot of the Thopter that is driving around the Beast Raban and I think in the beginning of the movie when like he's like they keep blowing up like spice harvesters, and then Raban gets like super pissed and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go out there and deal with it. That freaking pilot has a really cool helmet design. More tape. Just glue it on? Yeah, I fucking should, honestly. All right. I cranked that on there. We got rid of the crappy ball joint. That, honestly, was probably the issue. All right. Still hissing. Still hissing. All right. That's it. That's it. It's soapy water time. I'm pissed. Ah, motherfuckers. Fucking soapy water, dude. The hell was that sound? Okay, we're good. We're good. It's hissing like a motherfucker right now, dude. Yeah, I should have done the soapy water first. Oh, it's the quick connector. All right, you don't see anything really. Let me spray the quick connector area. It's the quick connector, guys. It's just a shitty quick connector. It ain't the hose. It's shockingly not the hose. Scott trying to mention Dune for 5 minutes, level impossible. No, I think that helmet is sick, actually. It's really cool. Surprisingly, the hose from Necromunda is not the problem. Oh, no, it is. It is. It is. Son of a bitch. My 2-part epoxy job was not good enough. I'm getting leaks from 2 spots. God damn it. You have silicone grease, you may be able to create a seal in there. That whole shit is fucked. Everything is leaking. Stream, you guys are great. All right, fuck it. It doesn't matter. All my shit is fucked. All right. Anyways, let's do some shading because that was a waste of time. Burn it all down and start again. I just need a new airbrush. That's what I need. You know? I think the 8th airbrush will solve this leak actually, so we're good. We're good. Duct tape the whole thing. What if I just dip this whole part of this hose in 2-part epoxy resin, just submerge it all. The weird part is that it doesn't hiss if I just have the hose off? Can someone explain that? Where are the science? Where are the atheists? It's leaking. But it ain't hissing though. But it's a problem that should be fixed. Duct tape will not work. Plastidip, JB Weld. Hey Scott, in the latest TUP episode, you mentioned going back to regularly scheduled YouTube videos. Absolutely. October, baby. I got my schedule ready. October is when it's starting. Every single Monday, there will be a Miniac video. Heads up. I was just wondering if you prepared any means to combat burnout and such similar to your list of possible videos. Flex Seal is the answer. Yeah, anything to avoid spending $35 on a new hose, which also means spending $35 on like a bazillion other things that aren't the hose, right? Dude, October is gonna be lit. There's a video, actually a new video out right now on the Patreon, if you are a $5 patron or higher, that you can check out if you want to. All right. I'm gabbing too much, sorry. Let's, so, the shading that I've used, that I've been happy with in the past, is actually an Army Painter speed paint called Bony Matter, which I got out in advance of the stream, so I wasn't hunting around for it like a dingus. But there it is. It's a nice brown red. Yellowy, sepia, browny, reddy kind of thing. Does it hiss when you move the airbrush around? I have those quick release adapters. Yeah, it seems like the hiss is coming from, we just did a little soapy water test, and it seems like the hiss is coming from the connector, but there is also a leak in the hose. I'm all up for saving money, but at what point is the time investment not worth it? Oh, so let me answer your question, Milltown Hitman. Is there a strategy that I'm employing to avoid burnout? Not explicitly, but so I don't really know how much of this I should add. Kind of the less the better, because then I can just kind of build it up really slowly. I've always, and every YouTuber has this, has a list of video ideas. And it's full of a bunch of shit. So I redid my list of video ideas, and I got really specific with it. I categorized it by title, synopsis, so like some title ideas. Like basically I'm trying to figure out, is there a great way to frame this video idea for YouTube? You know, is there a way to make it compelling for a YouTube audience? That's the title. Synopsis describes the video, whether or not it's a short or long form content, how easy it is to execute. So I have like some medium ones, I have some easy ones, and I have some challenging ones. And so when I am scheduling a month, so at the beginning of the month I'll schedule all my videos, and the plan is to obviously, you know, schedule like 2 easy ones, 1 medium one, 1 hard one. And that is really going to be the best way to combat burnout. It's just to not plan a month that's going to be impossible to execute on. So that's my, you know, that's my plan for now. Well, I have no idea if it'll work. We'll see. Alamo6, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Garden hoses and industrial compressor is the key. Okay. Alamo6 also. Oh, you gifted a sub. Thank you. Those speed paints go from not enough to too much thinner real quick in my experience. Let's find out. White oftentimes has a tendency to really be easy to shade. So we'll see how challenging it is. This stuff is super thin. I doubt there's stuff in it, like little chunkies, but you know,
I'm not going to risk it. Okay. Hissing. All right, let's do a little hand check. Yeah, that's pretty it's pretty diluted.
All right, let's do this. Mask on one more time.
Moose, I got that from pkpro.de, a German website. Bolotowski. I want to say, Scott, I love your Chikari flyer video and scheme for that. Oh, thank you, sir. We're doing some more right now. Appreciate your sub. Thank you.
All right, let's see how long it takes for this shadow color to build up. All right, that's too slow. That is too slow, and also I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to just put the shit right in the airbrush. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to regret it. All right, let's try again. I still don't know how Scott doesn't just say bang coats for 10 minutes every. Yeah, I mean, I want to, but also I don't want to be hated. I'll turn the air pressure down a little bit, I think. I think we could do a little bit more. It's still too slow for me. Time to go mobile. Well, that's a Bane quote too, isn't it? It's kind of a funny one. I'm frustrated. It's not dark enough still. Okay. Does it bother that I... Is it bad that I don't bother with the mask while airbrushing? Yeah, probably it's bad. There we go. There we go. All right, we got some shading on the side of the face there. That's nice shading. That's kind of the kind of shading you can always see on a tabletop. Is there anything... Is anything truly as dark as a Drakari soul? Ooh. Oops. Are we getting build up? Not really. This is the first one that I'm airbrushing with the shadow color, so I'm just trying to really like hone in on like exactly where I want to be shading and also like how much shading I want to do. Took an okay. I'm pretty happy with it. Sorry about the framing. You kept saying it wasn't dark enough. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay, I think we are getting some buildup. Let me just clean it out.
Cotton bud, doped in IPA, white blow. I mean, that only cleans off the buildup, but then it keeps happening.
That's basically what I do. I don't use a cotton swab though. I just use a toothbrush. Is that bony matter like matter baby? I don't know what that is, but I'm concerned. I do airbrush with a lot of like GW washes and like contrast paint and speed paint and like express paint from Vallejo. And I've noticed that they cause dry tip a lot faster than a normal acrylic paint. Okay. Is that true? The type of glossy medium used? It's definitely some kind of additive in the paint causing the problem. Could be a drying accelerant of some kind. Could be the medium that just dries faster in general. OSW Zenkiki is right in saying that the flow improver or retarder could help a lot with the contrast paints just to extend that drying time, which is also true of all acrylic paint or anything you put through an airbrush. If you put some kind of retarder in it, it will definitely dry less fast and cause less of a dry tip issue. Yeah, the aim is a hard thing to get used to. I'm just like checking to see here if the shading that I'm doing is really making much of a difference. It is on the back especially, but not so much on the front. And I'm trying to not do this. You know, I don't want to see that part. I want to see the front on shot. And there's definitely some shading going on, but it's not a lot. On one of my death shrouds, I have blocked in all of the shadows. Kind of regret it as it's taking me ages to build up the highlights. What's a death shroud? I love that the shins have this peak in the middle of them, because you can get this really harsh shadow where it's like the shadow ends right at that middle point where it should end. Ooh, that might have been too much. Or no, it wasn't. Okay. That's a nice little shadow right there on the shoulder pad. The retaping did not solve the issue. There are leaks in other places. Death Guard with the scythe. Okay, my question is, do you think I would have been better off starting at the midtone? Are you talking about airbrushing or paintbrushing? Woo Killa B 01? I really like that that little dab of shoulder shadow. I'm gonna try to do that on the other ones as well. I find it helpful sometimes to rest my airbrush on my thumb, and then I'll aim at a certain spot and I'll shoot, and I'll kind of like see, am I on or am I off? God damn. Getting some build-up. Yeah, definitely some build-up on that. Jesus Christ. Paintbrush. I'm only good at priming with the airbrush at the moment. My preference, and it depends on your way of painting, obviously. I like to start from the shadow and build up to the mid-tone. However, if you are doing a GW approach to painting your models, it makes a lot of sense to start from the mid-tone, wash it down, and then hide it back up. But if I'm painting how I always paint, I'm always starting at the shadow, building to the mid-tone, and then highlighting. It is a little challenging though to do that, if I'm being perfectly honest. It takes some practice. Okay, let's try that again. All right, let's zoom in and take a look at that. You're learning about volumes currently? Awesome. Yeah, start from a shadow then. IMO. Autofocus. Yeah, you see that? You see that little warmth right there on the corner right there and on the corner right there? You can get really precise with an airbrush. Yeah, let's see if we can get it on camera. All right, this is a much easier spot to airbrush because there isn't a lot of like incidental areas around it that I don't want to get brown on. Like right by this area, I don't really want to get brown on his bicep. And I got a little bit, but you can't really notice it. On the back here, it's much easier. All right, we in shot? Can you see everything? All right. Oops, a little bit of... No, you can't see, right? Oh, no, you can see. You can see. Okay, that wasn't amazing. Let's try again. Getting some shadow. Flip it around. Okay, let's try this. This is a very awkward area to airbrush like this, but you can see it. All right, got some shading around the edge of the shoulder. Oh, give me a second.
Oh. I see what you're doing, but I can't understand what you're trying to achieve. Basically, my gripe with airbrushing is that if you do all this like macro level highlighting and shading, if you can only see the shading when you do this, when you look at the bottom of it like this, it's all for naught. It doesn't matter. You need to be able to see it when the model is on a tabletop at like this kind of angle, right? And so we're always trying to exaggerate the highlights and shadows on our models, right? And one way we do that is by putting shadows where there wouldn't be any. So this shoulder has a curve to it, right? It bends down on the outside. So if I were to exaggerate the shading, there would be shading on the edges of this shoulder pad, but it'd be bright in the middle. And it's kind of difficult to do that with an airbrush because it's so small, the shoulder pad is. But if you thin the paint well enough, you can drop the PSI a lot and you can get really close to the model and get that kind of specificity, accuracy. Honestly, Woo Killaby, and this is gonna be in a video coming out next Monday. If you're just learning how to do like volumetric highlighting, just forget wet blending, glazing, feathering, everything other than layering. Forget they exist. Layering is the only thing you need. There's no point in complicating matters trying to learn how to glaze or wet blend while also trying to learn how to paint volumetrically. It's just that makes the journey so much more difficult. Oh, you're asking what my preference is. Layering, 100% of the time. There are situations where glazing is very useful, but vast majority of the time is I'm going to prefer layering. Yeah, I do too with the face masks. I'm starting to move away from washes and simply layer from base tones up, taking more time, but gives such a clean surface look. The thing is, you can also get fast results with that method as well. Like I paint that way, whether or not I'm speed painting a model or I am painting fast.
I use contrast paint and washes for like simple stuff, like boots and belts, but for like the main details, I'm almost always painting it volumetrically. It is satisfying. I agree. I think it went a little too hardcore. All right, last two. Any cool revolvers in 40K? Probably, yeah, definitely. I don't. There's like some Western looking dudes in the Gene Stealer cult race, and they probably got some cool revolvers. I'm clutching at straws. I disagree. Once I put an edge highlight on that shaded trim, I guarantee it'll be a worthwhile endeavor. I mean, I have them over here. I have these guys over here. Ooh, that looks kind of cruddy. I don't know what happened there. Oh. Anyways, when you give it a little edge highlight on the back of the shoulder, it makes the shadow pop more. I just noticed something though. On the front of the shoulder, there's like this nasty black crap. I don't know where that came from. It's on the other guy too. I don't know if like my hands had like gunk on them or something, and then I just like touched the shoulder pad and got like black shit on it, but I hope not. One thing I've noticed about dry tip is the moment I start cleaning it is the moment that it starts reoccurring like every fucking 30 seconds. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's annoying. Lick it to check what it is. That looks satisfying. Oh, the side of the head. The side of the head! Nice. Nice. I tried Sergio Calvo, and it was challenging. Yeah, it's very useful on large figures. If you see my most recent YouTube video where I paint that World of Warcraft bust, I used that technique, and man, it really sped things up a lot. You could leave the cap off. Steel Talon, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like I discovered when I take the cap off, the dry tip happens faster. I don't know if that's true, but that is the reason why I'm keeping it on. Otherwise, you are right. I should just keep it off. But I don't listen to me. I don't know if it's actually true, but maybe it is. Oh boy. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna fix this. This is such a pain in the ass to fix something like that. Just gonna keep breaking. Okay. I think we've done it. We've base coated, done 2 highlights, and shaded all of my dudes. My dudes. How are we doing on time? 4:10. That's perfect. That's a perfect ending time. All right. Oh, someone else said they get faster dry tip with the cap off. Again, I don't know if that's true. It seems kind of crazy, right? But I think it might be true. My worst dry tip was priming with Badger. Moving to Mr. Surfacer has been a lifesaver. I haven't seen much of a difference with Mr. Surfacer. To solve my dry tip issues with priming, especially using a filter, to like put basically anything that goes in my airbrush goes through this filter, or one of them, and that seems to work really well. I have soapy water in my spray bottle right now. Is that going to cause any problems with the airbrush? I put soapy water through it? Oh no. You have the Iwata HPC Plus. I have the Iwata HP BH. I like that one. Yes, you should. Please. Let me know when you found one. No. All right, that's good. All right, guys. That's it for the stream. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting about James Bond, Alien, Dune, airbrushing, all sorts of stuff. It was a good time. We're going to send you over to a different streamer right now so we can spread that hobby love. A Monument person is saying we should go to Monument. Monument Jabe? Who's Jabe? Jabe?
Found someone painting Legion. All right. We're going to send you over someone painting Horus Heresy, I think. Legion? Oh, Star Wars Legion. Star Wars Legion. Hell yeah. Star Wars minis. I'll watch Argyle and I'll come back. I was dubbed Jabe. That's a funny name. I like it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to head out. I'll see you in a week from now. Monday, 1 p.m. CST. Same time, same place. Otherwise, see ya.